Hi and welcome. We're going to take a look at Hound Dog, a classic blues song from the 1950s, here arranged by the Wedgwoods, Sam and Pam. And it gives us a great opportunity to think a little bit about blues music. Blues music, the chord sequence that goes to make up the blues. This uses the most basic, the fundamental blues chord sequence. And also we might want to just think about the notes of the blues scale as well, and developing a sense of swing where the rhythm, instead of da 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 da, is da 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 da, that kind of thing. So away from the music for a moment, here's a blues chord progression I'll put up on the screen for you. We can see that there's 3 lines of music. That's important to get our head around. The first line is just the chord of C. The second line, we've got chord of F. And then back to the chord of C. Third line, G to F to C. I'm just going to play through that chord progression once now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that, I hope, put into your ear the movement of those chords, and you will recognise it. We just hear it everywhere. And that's the world of this song. Now then, let's work our way through it. The right hand, first of all, has got the tune, and it comes in just after the first beat. And I count very carefully, a whole bar, then I'm going to say 1, that little quaver S there, and then we're in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Arriving on the C. 2 more goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now I'm going to play straight through the first 12 bars with the right hand. And I'm going to get my backing band to accompany me as well. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1. Carries on and goes round through exactly the same chord sequence again. 12 bar blues. Let's just look at some detail there. In bar number 3, for example, which is exactly the same as bar 7 and 8, isn't it? So we've got our hand in notes of a C chord there, haven't we? I think the rhythm in bar 1, 2, 3, 4, in bar 5 is exactly the same as the rhythm as we started off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again, sense of arriving there, and then just a short chord afterwards without any accent. Then bar 10 looks like this. 2, 3, 4. I quite like doing a finger swappy thing there, but you absolutely don't have to. I would just go for the third, I think. Is the ending. I'm going to play through that right hand now, from the top to there, just slightly more slowly. No backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4, red. I wasn't going to, but I put the left hand in there because it effectively counts the rest for us so brilliantly and keeps us in time. Which brings us to the left hand. Let's just think it through. It's walking through the chords, isn't it? So when we're playing a C chord through our blues chord sequence, that's the position for our hand. When we're playing an F chord, not surprisingly, we're there for our G chord. So even away from the music, you could just play through a blues, couldn't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. I changed it ever so slightly, but you get the idea. Be creative about what you're playing, especially when you're away from the music. This is really healthy, good thing to be doing. Shall I now just put them together properly for those first 12 bars? Again, no backing track, slightly slower than it ought perhaps to be. Nice, confident start, strong rock and roll beat, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Grow as you go down that scale. Can I just draw your attention to the fact at bar number 5, the Trinity edition suggests a 5th finger, which works fine. It does set up our hand for that position. I preferred the 3. Did you notice I did that? Because it's the same finger that we started off with. And my 3rd finger is stronger. I'm keeping it nice and rigid. I'm using it like a percussion tool, like a drummer might, not a drummer, but yeah. I'm using it, and I've even got my thumb slightly behind it to give it extra strength. I'm being a percussion player on that note. And I think I did slightly different fingering at bar 10, but I don't really want to draw your attention to it, doesn't matter. I think I did that to save my thumb for the E. It matters not the slightest. Then from bar 14, it's the same. We go back through the blues chord sequence with slightly different things. The left hand has a very classic blues accompaniment. Nice and short notes. There's the first beat of the bar to F chord, C chord, again, that ending is a very common idea just for looping us back round. It's called a turnaround. We arrive at a C chord and we just whoop, and then we go off and back through the blues sequence again. The right hand, meanwhile, has a great rhythm here, really good. Bar 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha! Let's just do that bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second chord is on the 3rd beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense? Let's just try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can do it counting the beats, you're doing fantastically well. So try and do that. Perhaps take it down a little bit slower than I've just done it there, just to work out where everything is there. It's a great rhythm, that. Well, we'll come to that idea in a moment. I think the next few bars are identical in terms of rhythm and many of the notes too. Let's have a look. Bar 18. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The next bit from bar 22. In the right hand we see our first triplet. Oh, let's have a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Again, I'm finger swapping there, don't worry about it if you don't wish to. Let's listen to that a couple of times. Bar 22, 2, 3, 4, rest. This is a great moment. Can we just take a moment away from the music for a second? I suspect you already know about the blues scale. It is this. White, black, white, black, white, black, white. It's the minor blues scale, and that's it in the key of C. Obviously, like every scale, it exists in every key. C is, for pianists, a really great one to know. It's our most comfortable. Should we play that with a swing rhythm now? Do, 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 do. With whatever fingering you like. I'm using a lot of thumb and third. I'm being a bit like a crab. And that scale works over all the chords of the blues. Let's try it over an F chord. Over a G chord, we're going to hear a lot of real crunchy sounds. It's part of the flavour of the blues. Perhaps you can take yourself through an entire blues chord progression, playing something like what I did there, or something like here, and just walk up and down your blues scale. Great exercise. Next stage, that rhythm we did from bar 14, let's pinch that rhythm, and I'm going to make up something using the notes of the blues scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I cheated there a bit. I used some notes that weren't blues notes. I did slightly alter the rhythm. This time I'm going to try and make sure I stick religiously to that. But that's part of the creative process. You start with something and then you go off and do your own thing. Let's do 2 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one. So we can use that as the basis for being creative, getting familiar with the blues scale, and getting our left hand to automatically do that bit as well. Let me now run it right the way through. I'm going to go from the very top with the backing band, and let's hear it right the way through. shouldn't really have had that wobble at the end, but it was so tempting to do. And can I just draw your attention to that, the way this piece closes, because that's another classic thing about the blues that we talked about earlier. What the left hand plays is this. It's just a scale going up, isn't it? It misses out the second note of the scale and it introduces that blue note, the flat 5. Very often it combines with, and in fact we've seen it before, the idea in bar 12, 11 and 12, which is a scale coming down from a C. If I put them together, and then we've got to the end there. Very often I end up just fill out the harmony that's going on there. Yes, we hear that a lot as it's called a turnaround for a blues. But the outside bits, the most important bits, yes, to end, or to go back round to play the blues again. I have a lot of fun with this piece. A great introduction to blues, that chord sequence for the blues. A great introduction to the blues scale that we talked about there. Can you play a blues? Can you improvise a blues? We have a strong sense of swing rhythm here. And we've seen some of the classic, like I've shown you there very quickly, hallmarks of this style of music as well. Great fun. Be creative. Sometimes, yes, stick for preparing for the exam, then work out what's going on there, but also enjoy making up your own blues music. Perhaps, as we did there for a moment, pinch some of the ideas from here, either the rhythmic ideas or the actual melodic ideas. I shall have a lot of fun with this. Take care. Bye-bye for now.